let me be blunt with you. Most men have no idea why women actually fall in love with them. And I don't mean that in a vague, women are mysterious way. I mean they're literally doing things that push women away while thinking those same things are attracting her. If you've ever been in a situation where you thought things were going well, then she suddenly pulls back and you're left wondering what the hell happened, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're missing something fundamental, something that changes everything once you understand it. Here's what's different about this video. I'm not giving you 20 strategies or 10 signs to watch for. I'm breaking down the only 2 reasons women actually fall in love. Not the surface level stuff everyone talks about, the deep psychological triggers that drive everything else. Once you see this, you'll never look at your interactions the same way again. This is about taking your power back. Let's dive in. Before we get into it, let me clarify something. This video isn't about manipulating women or playing mind games. It's not about turning you into some fake version of yourself or pretending to be someone you're not. That's not what this is about. This is about understanding the psychology, the real, fundamental reasons women actually fall in love. Not the surface-level advice you've been fed, not the pickup artist nonsense that makes you feel like you need to perform. I'm talking about the core psychological triggers that have been consistent across every healthy relationship you've ever seen. Here's the truth. Most dating advice won't tell you. Attraction isn't random. It follows patterns. And the reason you feel lost right now is because you've been given 1,000 different strategies without understanding the 2 underlying principles that make any of them work. So let's go deeper. Let me show you why you're confused in the first place. Here's why you're confused. You've been told to be confident, but not too confident. To show interest, but not too much interest. To text back quickly, but not too quickly. To be mysterious, but also be yourself. You're getting contradictory advice from every direction, and none of it is actually addressing what's happening underneath. Ask yourself this. Have you ever thought things were going well with a woman, then suddenly everything shifted? She pulled back. The texts got shorter. The energy changed. And you're sitting there replaying every conversation, every interaction, trying to figure out exactly what you did wrong. Here's what most men don't understand. Women aren't responding to your individual actions, the specific text you sent, the exact timing of your call, whether you said this or that. They're responding to what those actions reveal about who you are. And if you don't understand what they're actually looking for, you're going to keep hitting the same wall. Here's why this happens. When a woman starts dating you, she's not just deciding if she likes you. She's unconsciously running you through 2 fundamental tests. Not games, not manipulation. These are psychological needs she's checking to see if you meet. And most men pass one test while completely failing the other, which is why they're so confused when she loses interest. Most men think the answer is to do more, text more, explain more, show more interest, prove more investment. They double down on effort, but what actually happens is the opposite. The more they try to fix it, the worse it gets. Why? Because they're solving for the wrong problem. You're not failing because you're not doing enough. You're failing because you don't understand what she's actually evaluating. And until you do, every strategy you try is just a guess. You're shooting in the dark, hoping something lands, never understanding why it works when it works or why it fails when it fails. That's what we're about to fix. So here's what we're covering. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to break down the only 2 reasons women fall in love. The 2 psychological tests I just mentioned. First, the reason most men actually understand but execute poorly. Second, the reason most men don't even realize exists, which is why they fail even when they think they're doing everything right. Then I'll show you how both reasons work together, because understanding them separately isn't enough. After that, you'll get the exact framework for real situations, so you know what to do when she pulls back, when she tests you, when you're not sure if you should pursue or give space. And finally, the uncomfortable truth about when none of this matters. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple model you can actually use. you'll stop second-guessing every move and start seeing exactly where you're strong and where you're losing her. Let's start with reason number 1. Reason number 1, she feels safe with your strength. And I need you to understand what safe actually means here, because most men get this completely wrong. Safe doesn't mean nice. It doesn't mean soft, agreeable, or constantly validating her feelings. Safe means she can feel her emotions fully, anger, fear, anxiety, whatever, and you remain grounded. You don't absorb her emotional state. You don't get defensive. You don't try to fix it or make it go away. You just hold space for it without losing your center. Here's the psychology behind this. Women experience emotions more intensely than men. That's not opinion, that's biology. When she's upset, anxious, or overwhelmed, her nervous system is flooded. And in that moment, she's unconsciously looking for something to stabilize against. If you react emotionally to her emotions, if you get anxious when she's anxious, or defensive when she's upset, you're adding chaos to chaos. You're not a stabilizing force, you're amplifying the instability. But when you stay calm, when you can be present with her emotions without being controlled by them, something shifts. She feels contained. Not controlled, contained. There's a difference. She feels like you can handle whatever she brings to the table. She can let her guard down because she doesn't have to manage your emotional state on top of her own. And that creates deep psychological safety, the kind that makes her want to be around you more, not less. This is what she's actually testing for when she throws emotional curveballs your way. Those moments when she's being difficult, irrational, or pushing your buttons. She's not doing it consciously, but she is checking. Does this man stay grounded when I'm not? Can I trust him to be my anchor? Most men fail this test because they do one of two things. Either they get emotional right back, matching her intensity, getting defensive, reacting from their own anxiety, or they shut down, going cold, withdrawing, or getting passive-aggressive because they don't know how to handle it. Both responses communicate the same thing. You can't handle me when I'm like this. And once she feels that, the safety disappears. Here's how you know you're embodying this. She starts opening up to you about things she's vulnerable about. She comes to you with her problems instead of her friends. She visibly relaxes when you're together. And the tests start to decrease because she's already confirmed that you're solid. What kills this immediately? Neediness. Seeking reassurance from her when you should be the one providing it. Reacting emotionally when she's testing your frame. Breaking under pressure and getting defensive or anxious. If you need her to stay calm so you can stay calm, you've failed the test. This is the first reason. She needs to feel safe with your strength, not your niceness, not your agreeableness, not how much you text her or tell her you care. Your ability to stay grounded when she's not. Your emotional steadiness. That's what triggers this part of attraction. But here's the thing most men miss. This alone isn't enough. Reason number 2, she feels chosen by your standards. And this is the one most men don't understand at all. In fact, most men are actively doing the opposite of what creates this. Here's what I mean. Women don't fall in love with men who are available to anyone. They fall in love with men who are selective, men who have standards and boundaries and aren't afraid to walk away. When a woman feels like she had to earn your attention, when she feels like you chose her specifically because she met your standards, that's when the attraction deepens into something real. The psychology here is simple but brutal. Value is perceived through scarcity. If you're always available, always responding immediately, always accommodating her schedule, always saying yes, you're communicating that you don't have options. And if you don't have options, you're not high value. That's not my opinion. That's just how human psychology works. Now here's where this gets misunderstood. This isn't about playing games. It's not about pretending you're busy when you're not, or ignoring her texts on purpose to make her chase you. That's manipulation, and women see through it immediately. This is about genuinely having standards, about genuinely being a man whose time and attention have value, who has other things going on in his life, who won't tolerate poor behavior just because she's attractive. When you have real standards, something shifts. She starts investing. She starts putting in effort to impress you. She brags about you to her friends because landing a selective man feels like an accomplishment. She respects your time and your boundaries because she knows you'll walk if she doesn't. And most importantly, she fears losing you. Not because you're manipulating her fear, but because she recognizes that you're not the type of man who sticks around for someone who doesn't reciprocate. Think about it this way. When you chase a woman who's pulling back, what message are you sending? You're saying, my attention is cheap. You don't have to earn it. You don't even have to reciprocate it. I'll keep giving it to you regardless of how you treat me. And that kills attraction faster than almost anything else. But when you pull back, when you mirror her investment level, when you're willing to walk away from someone who's not meeting your standards, you communicate something completely different. You communicate, I know my value. I'm not desperate. I'm choosing you, but only if you're choosing me back. Here's how you know you're embodying this. She's the one initiating more often. She's investing effort into the relationship. She's worried about losing you, not the other way around. She respects your boundaries without you having to enforce them repeatedly. What kills this immediately? Chasing when she pulls back? Being available 24/7? Having no boundaries or standards? Rewarding her poor behavior with more attention instead of less? Basically, being so afraid of losing her that you'll tolerate anything, which ironically guarantees you'll lose her. Here's the paradox most men can't accept. The less you chase, the more she pursues. The higher your standards, the harder she works to meet them. The more willing you are to walk away, the less likely you'll have to. That's the second reason. She needs to feel like she earned you, like she won something valuable, not like you were just waiting for anyone to say yes. But now here's where most men completely miss the point. You need both. And understanding why is where most men finally get it. Safety without selectivity? That's the friend zone. You're the stable, grounded guy she can always count on. But she's not attracted to you. She feels safe, but she doesn't feel like she won anything. You're just there, available, the backup plan. Selectivity without safety? That's just anxiety. She's chasing you, but she doesn't trust you. You're creating attraction through scarcity, but she can't relax around you. Eventually, she'll get exhausted trying to win over someone who feels emotionally unavailable, and she'll leave. But when you have both, that's when women fall in love. She feels safe enough to pursue you and valuable enough that she wants to. She can be vulnerable with you because you're emotionally grounded, and she's motivated to invest because your attention isn't free. Let me show you how this plays out in real situations. Scenario 1. She pulls back after a few dates. Most men either chase harder or play games. But if you understand both reasons, here's what you do. You stay grounded. You don't react emotionally or get anxious. That's the safety component. And you give her space. You don't chase because your time has value. That's the selectivity component. Combined effect? She feels your strength and she realizes she might be losing you. Scenario 2. She hits you with emotional drama or a test. Again, most men either get defensive or go cold. But with both reasons, you stay calm and present. You can handle her emotions without being controlled by them. Safety. And you maintain your boundaries. You're not tolerating poor treatment just because she's attractive. Selectivity. Combined effect. She feels contained and she respects your standards. Scenario 3. Early dating and you're not sure how much to pursue. Most men over-pursue to show interest or under-pursue to seem mysterious. But with both, you're consistent but not desperate. She can count on you to follow through. Safety. And you match her investment. You're not giving more than she is. Selectivity. Combined effect? She feels your steadiness and works to win your consistent attention. See how this works? One without the other creates incomplete attraction. Both together? That's the formula. She feels safe enough to be vulnerable with you and challenged enough to pursue you. Grounded enough to trust you, valued enough to invest in you. That's the integration. Now let me give you the exact framework for applying this. Here's your decision framework for real situations. When she's distant, here's what you do. First, check your own anxiety. Are you panicked? Are you immediately thinking about what you did wrong? That's the safety component failing. Before you do anything, get yourself grounded. Remind yourself that her distance doesn't mean you failed. It might just mean she's busy or testing or dealing with her own stuff. Stay calm first. Then, evaluate her investment. Is she still initiating sometimes? Is she apologizing for being distant or just going cold? This tells you whether she's temporarily overwhelmed or genuinely losing interest. If she's still showing investment, give her space but stay consistent. If she's completely checked out with no explanation, that's your signal to match her energy. Don't chase. That's the selectivity component. When she tests you, and she will test you, here's the framework. Stay emotionally grounded. Don't take the bait. If she's being dramatic, don't match the drama. If she's pushing your buttons, don't react defensively. That's safety. But also, hold your standards. If she's crossing a line, call it out calmly. If she's being disrespectful, don't tolerate it just because you like her. That's selectivity. Both together, she feels your strength and respects your boundaries. For language, stop asking, "What's wrong?" when she's distant. That communicates anxiety. Instead, say something like, "I'm here when you're ready to talk." Or just say nothing. Give her space to come to you. Stop explaining yourself when she questions you. Explaining is defending, and defending is weak frame. Instead, stay centered. "I hear you," or "I understand you feel that way." You're acknowledging without absorbing. When you want to show interest, don't say, "I really like you" in the first few weeks. That's giving away selectivity too early. Instead, say something like, "I'm enjoying where this is going," or "I like spending time with you." It shows interest without desperation. You're evaluating her, not convincing her. Here's your behavioral checklist. For safety, calm voice under pressure. You don't take her emotions personally. You maintain your frame when she's testing you. You don't seek validation from her responses. For selectivity, you have clear boundaries. You're not always available. You walk away from poor behavior. Your attention must be earned, not freely given. Timeline-wise, here's what to watch for. First 3 dates, you're establishing both reasons. Be consistent enough that she feels your stability, but maintain standards. If she's late, flaky, or disrespectful, address it or walk. Weeks 2 through 4, she should be investing more if both reasons are working. More initiation from her, more effort, more respect. If you're still the only one pursuing, something's off. Month 2 and beyond. By now, she should be clearly falling for you, or it's not happening. Red flags that neither reason is working. She's not opening up to you, no safety felt. She's not investing effort, no selectivity felt. She's treating you like an option, not a priority. You're failing both. And here's the hard truth. If she's not responding to your best self, the version of you that embodies both safety and selectivity, she's simply not the right match. Don't chase someone who doesn't see your value. That's the ultimate selectivity move. Now here's the part most men don't want to hear. Here's the brutal truth you need to accept. If you're embodying both of these reasons, if you're genuinely grounded and emotionally stable, and you genuinely have standards and aren't afraid to walk, and she's still not responding, it's not about your technique. She's just not attracted to you. And that's okay. These 2 reasons work when baseline attraction exists. They're not magic spells. They're optimization. If there's no spark, no chemistry, no initial interest, no amount of emotional stability or selectivity is going to create it. You can't logic someone into being attracted to you. And here's why this is actually empowering. It means you can stop chasing women who aren't responding to your best self. You can stop twisting yourself into knots trying to figure out what you did wrong when the truth is simpler. She's just not your match. Your value isn't determined by one woman's interest or lack of it. The most attractive version of you is the one who understands this, who knows when to walk away, who doesn't waste time on people who don't see what he brings to the table. Because selectivity works both ways. You're not just hoping she chooses you, you're deciding if she's worth choosing. So ask yourself, are you chasing someone who's not responding to the best version of you? Is she even worth the man who embodies both of these reasons? Because if she can't see your value when you're showing up fully, that's her loss, not yours. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you stronger at? Safety or selectivity? And which one do you need to work on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you been nailing the emotional stability but giving your attention away too freely? Or are you great at maintaining standards but struggling to stay grounded when she tests you? And here's what I really want to know. Have you ever had a situation where you thought you were doing everything right, but she still pulled away? Looking back now, which reason were you missing? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. This isn't just me talking at you. This is a conversation. If you're dealing with a specific situation and you're not sure how to apply this framework, tell me about it. I'll do my best to give you my take. Because this isn't just about understanding women. This is about becoming the kind of man who doesn't second-guess himself, who knows his value, who can stay grounded under pressure and maintain his standards without apology. That's what this whole channel is about, helping you build that version of yourself. Remember, you're not trying to convince her. You're creating the conditions where she convinces herself. The man who embodies both safety and selectivity doesn't chase. He doesn't have to. And that version of you, she'll feel it before you even say a word.